Our next movie is Spy Hard, starring Leslie Nielsen, who is maybe one of the few actors in movie history to define an entire genre all by himself. Anytime you think of a satirical movie spoof, you think of Nielsen, who is brilliant at keeping a straight face and remaining completely clueless in the midst of chaos. His movies depend, however, on the inventiveness of his writers and directors, and Spy Hard is not one of the better examples. Here's Nielsen in the opening sequence as a James Bond-style secret agent whose Mission Impossible tape blows up a helicopter while it's self-destructing. Nielsen works for spy agency chief Charles Durning, who is concerned about a new threat of world domination from a criminal mastermind played by Andy Griffith.
All Steele did was blow off a couple of arms. That's no biggie, no big thing. Now I got plenty of arms. Big arms. Pretty arms.
And you get a lot of gadget demonstrations, just like in the Bond pictures, but somehow the movie seems to be pushing itself a little too hard here.
Well, this looks like a clever contraption. A mini mobile crime lab?
It's a briefcase.
I know. What does it do?
It holds important papers, files, pens, and a calculator.
I understand, but these numbers here, in a certain sequence, the briefcase is timed to explode. Huh?
No, it's a lock, so people other than myself can't open my briefcase.
Spy Hard is not one of the better Leslie Nielsen farces, and it runs out of material well before it ends, even though it's quite a short movie. Too bad, since a lot of recent movies could have provided inspiration. Just for example, how about the needle to the heart in Pulp Fiction? What could Nielsen have done with that?
You know, Roger, I don't normally read other reviews, but I stumbled on a review of this picture by Owen Gleiberman in Entertainment Weekly, and he nailed it exactly, and that is that there is no attitude toward the imitations that they're doing. They don't have, in other words, all they're doing is saying, okay, we'll imitate a scene from another current movie.
Yeah.
We'll do the dancing, but all they do is do it. And there's no attitude to it. In the Zucker, Abrahams, and Zucker pictures that Nielsen became a star,
they're making fun of the stuff.
And they're piling it on, and they're having something in the foreground and something in the background. They're having two parodies at once. They're challenging you. Here, there's nothing.
No, that's a good point, because what they should be doing is showing why the stuff they're kidding is bad.
It's funny, exactly right.
Is bad.
Exactly.
Is bad if they think it's bad, or at least they can think it's bad.
Hackneyed.
Yes, right, and they don't do that.
They just present material.
Coming up next.